And hello, good evening. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, and this is Cosmic Connections, stateside for the Eastern Daylight Time. You'll be seeing me again at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And but wherever you are, I appreciate and welcome you into our gathering. We meet here on Wednesdays, and we talk about the astrology of the week and do some spiritual messages. So, wow, the question of the week, friends, has this been an intense week for you so far? Right? We had Monday's Saturn and Mars conjunction, and there's a serious overtone. But yet, in the seriousness, there is that sense of wanting to heal, wanting to make your life more grounded and find solutions that are even outside of the box to the questions and the concerns and the challenges at hand. So that's my opening appeal to you. What are you working on in your life? And are you getting new ideas and perhaps a new sense of optimism, yet in the face of tremendous challenge, tremendous internal stress? You know, Mars is active. It's the impulse and the instinct to get things accomplished. And Saturn's about manifestation. And in the sign of Aquarius, there is this meeting of the minds. You know, Aquarius is high minded, it involves technology, things that are outside of the box. It represents, I think, downloads, you might say, from Creator's mind. And we get to have a big juicy, wonderful download next Tuesday when the Jupiter Neptune conjuncts. I call that the spiritual download of 2022, which is going to hopefully uplift us and remove us from the mechanism of worry to some degree. I don't know about you, but again, this is my practice. This is what I do all the time. I work with people. I work with people using my tools, the astrology and the mediumship and so forth. And this past week, I have seen more anxiety and more difficulty, yet underneath the stated problems, more of a resolve to make a difference in their lives and to reboot and remanifest old dreams. We're going to talk about that and why that might be coming into the world. Hello. I want to give a big hello to everyone I can see. I can't see everybody, but Rhonda and Linda and Barb and Dolly and Laura and Kathy and Angela and Susan and Rose. Thank you for sharing, Rose. You're such a faithful sharer. Thank you. And feel free to share if you are so inclined in midstream here. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Sherry. Hello, dear sister Tina. Hi, Jan and Stephen and Renee. Happy birthday, Aries, Renee. I think, of course, I'm always late. I'm not really good with the birthdays. You'd think an astrologer would know everyone's birthdays offhand, but I do know Renee is a wonderful Aries. Happy birthday to all the Aries out there. Hello, John. Hi, Diane. Hi, Patricia. Hello, thank you. Thank you for sharing, friends. Thank you for being a part of our little Wednesday gathering. And Donna and Kat and Lois and Kathy. Hello. So the question of the night is, are you feeling that intense resolve to do something in your life that might even be connected to some of the woundedness we've been feeling in the past 2 years? So I want to talk about woundedness. I want to talk about Chiron. I want to talk about, of course, the first quarter square, which takes place on Saturday. We're kind of in between worlds right now. The new moon was on Friday, and now we're heading towards the first quarter square on Saturday. And that's a time we start rebuilding our lives, right? When the moon looks like a half moon, that reminds us that it's time to get in the mud and get in the driver's seat and make things happen. All right, so we have this impulse to improve. And then when Saturn and Mars were together in Aquarius, wherever you find Aquarius in your chart, there was this sense, please give me answers. I have this insurmountable issue in my life and I can't get through it, but I need answers, please. God of my understanding, or just the inner self. I mean, pick your poison, right? Pick some aspect of the numinous to connect with, my friends, because next week it's even bigger and grander and it's juicier. This is more mental. We may be finding some strategies this week on how to improve our world and against sometimes seemingly insurmountable obstacles. That's the point. I have this big hole in my heart because I've lost someone. I've got a big hole in my pocketbook because I lost my job. How can I possibly pay the bills with this growing inflation? What am I going to do? There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of anxiety. So my fix it part of my chart, all that Virgo stuff. So I thought, well, we have to have some solutions. And so I decided to do a solution. And this is specifically relevant for you folks who are in the Western New York area. On April 30th and April 29th, those days are very, very powerful because they're cross-quarter days. They're the in-between between spring and summer, and they're, a very important time. Beltane is known in the Celtic circles and the pagan circles. It's the halfway point. May Day, that weekend, I'm going to have a mini retreat. So I invite you all. Well, I can't invite you all because it's very limited in seating. I'm going to be sending out information via my email. If you're not part of my email, please sign up. I promise I'll do that tonight or tomorrow. I've just been like you. It's just fraught with all these challenges. I mean, the must-dos. In the middle of the week, it's like, hey, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to put out these fires. So that's the type of week it's been. But I thought, okay, let's do a retreat. And I love Zoom. God bless Zoom. But I want to meet with people, breathe the same air as you, right? You can wear a mask if you want, but I'm going to breathe the air with you. We're going to get together. We're going to do healing. We're going to do meditation. We're going to do PowerPoints. We're going to do hands-on healing. It's a portal of change, friends, because we have the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus that we haven't had for 18 and a half years. And we need to get grounded. We need to find our happy point. We need to find what matters in our lives, right? We need to get real clear on discerning what is the most important part of your life. Remember, this is the year that matters. We're going to be letting things go in our lives, right, left, and center. And it seems like our lives are getting narrower, but in some ways they're getting richer and deeper. Because with these eclipses in Taurus and in Scorpio, it's like decluttering our minds and our homes. That's a physical manifestation of it. But it's also decluttering our spirituality and holding on to things that no longer matter. And perhaps even holding on to relationships that no longer make your souls sing, right? People come into our lives for a season or for a reason. It's very rare to have someone from, a couple of people in the room, my sister, right? I mean, she's known me I've known her all of her life, but she's only known me, whatever. If you're lucky enough to have a friend who's a relative, at least those long-term relationships stick. But this is a year where we're really rediscovering what matters and who we want to invest in, what we want to invest in. And yes, I mean money too, right? Because the inflationary fears are off the wall right now. And, it's above my pay grade to tell anybody what to do with their money, but we are in a turning of the wheel in the next year and a half. And on the weekend of the eclipse, we're going to be doing some downloads and we're going to be going through a portal. So I'll be sending you information about that with the itinerary and so forth. But I'm really excited about that because I miss doing my retreats. I've met some of you the first time during retreats. Seems like a million years ago when we were all able to get physically together. But I think it's important for Taurus to physically get together and to get involved with your own physicality, your own bodies. Improve your bodies, improve your nutrition, walk. I past the days that I can do a run. I mean, once upon a time, I used to put on my running shoes, but I embarrass myself. But I do walk. I mean, walking is a very all-purpose exercise, right? So I'm going to share a little of let's see. People are saying, yes, They're saying yes to what I'm saying. Yeah, clearing the decks, friends. Connect with what matters in your life. And God bless the people that no longer are on the same page as you. Bless them. No resentment. It's time to get real clear on how you want to invest your time, your money. One of my dearest friends of all time, I've known her 40 years. I had dinner with her and I brought my meal over to her house. We usually go out, right? And she said, I don't think that people are going out anymore. Oh, please, I'm not telling you not to go to restaurants. I want to support restaurants, right? They've taken a lot of hits. In Buffalo, New York, we were missing so many of our the fallout of the wound, the narcissistic, the chironic wound of the pandemic. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But the point is, she said, I'm not sure people are going out anymore because, again, cost, investment. So that's why I'm talking about on the big scale for 2022. It is the year that matters. And right now, before we get to Taurus and that eclipse on the 30th of April, big news. If you can't go to the retreat, light a candle somewhere, wherever you are in the world, and really meditate and pray on what matters to you. But right now, what we're working on since Friday, and it's creeping up in your consciousness. Trust me, it crept up in mine. So, I'm just one of all of you, is the wound that we have collectively experienced since 2020. So let's share the slides here. So we're still under the umbrella of the new moon. And with that umbrella, darn it, I don't think you can see this. I can make it larger, but trust me, it's there. If you play it back, you can see the chart. This is last week's new moon, right? I'm going to have to take my glasses off. All right. What I'm showing you is very simple. The new moon had tag-along Chiron attached to it. So friends, everyone has a Chiron. It's an asteroid or a comet or whatever, depending on the astrologer involved, but it was discovered, Chiron, in 1977. And right around the time when people began to take responsibility for holistic healing. Chiron is many things. I've done many seminars and workshops on Chiron. I love Chiron, right? Well, why shouldn't I? Because Chiron is talking to me all the time in my chart. It squares me. I am a walking, breathing, living wound, right? Well, some of us are more chironic than others. It's where we get the word chiropractic from, right? So Chiron, the wounded healer, asteroid in the sky, was next to this new moon. So since Friday, my question to you, have you noticed a recovery of some woundedness that you need to take some action on? That's what Aries loves to do. It loves to take action. And then on Monday, when we had Mars, the ruler of Aries, next to Saturn, there's this sense, I've got to get to the bottom of this. I've got to make a plan. So it's kind of like a mixed bag. We're not there yet, but it's really helping us identify the wound. So this new cycle that we're still experiencing since Friday, we have this Chiron conjunct the first new moon in Aries now, and that Chiron was the tag along in 2020. So it's been one big, I'm not going to say that word, but it has been. It's been one big wound on so many levels. The loss. And I call this the narcissistic wound. The inability to do something when you're seeing your friends and family suffering from the pandemic on so many different levels, losing their jobs, losing their livelihoods, and of course, losing their lives. The wound gets activated when you see people having had, and this is coming more and more into the world's consciousness, adverse reactions to the V's. More and more of that's coming out, and more of that will be coming out. There's a wound. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? How can I help? It starts with yourself, right? It starts with yourself. Making yourself as healthy as possible, mind, body, and spirit, and aligning with the spirit or God or divine or newness of your understanding. That happens next week. Be aware. Be aware. Spend some time in meditation, even if meditation is washing the dishes for you. It doesn't have to be all this, right? It could be a nice walk. It could be a drive. in the vehicle. Do something next week to invite spiritual guidance. That's the call. When Jupiter and Neptune come together in the sky, first time since 1856, friends, in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is the mystic. Pisces is the compassionate one. Pisces is the alpha and the omega. Aries is just the alpha, first sign of the zodiac, right? So let's talk about this week. The rest of the week, we have this Venetian gondoliers in a serenade. That is the Sabian symbol. And look what's happening here. On Saturday, Hygeia is opposite Uranus. Medical truth, re-technology. Just take that all in. Moon is in conjunct Saturn and Mars. So the moon will be at 19 degrees of Cancer, and it's doing this wiggle wobble this weekend. And so even though we're trying to put the pieces together in our lives and create this new plan for ourselves, there's this wiggle wobble. The emotions are feeling a little irritated and feeling possibly a little despair. Work through it, work through it, work through it. Saturn and Mars conjunct is still giving us the promise of a strategic plan for our lives. Fire and air are working together in sextile. If there's an idea and a vision and a word, let's bring them two together and make it happen. So this is on Saturday. That's going to be taking us up to the full moon. The following Saturday, of course, I'll be talking about the full moon. I love that full moon. That full moon happens every single year after the new moon in Aries, after the equinox. And then it launches the Holy Week of the Christian and Jewish calendar. You know, those calendars are astrologically based. Isn't that cool? Yep. That's why it's a movable holiday. All right. Let's take a look where this, we're facing those life obstacles, and we're trying to find some meaningful answers and how to manifest solutions and answers. And that's the theme for this week and for the next 3 weeks, actually. But you may find that your woundedness is somehow directly connected to 2020 in March, when those first words came down. We're just going to slow the spread. We're just going to lock down for a little bit. Remember those words? Boy, a lot has happened in 2 short years. Okay, let's take a look at your charts. If you're Aries or Aries rising, this particular energy on Saturday is working towards a more considered focus on your family and on your home. Oh my gosh, I just thought of someone. I never kiss and tell, but someone who is a person in my life had told me this very week with that Aries energy that they've been having almost nightmares about ways to reconcile with their family. Okay, so that might be the wound that you're trying to heal, Aries. Family wounds, wounds within your home. Trying to make a difference with those estranged family members. Trying to make a difference with decluttering or fixing up things that are amiss in your home. And maybe feeling frustrated because you don't have the time or resource to do it. We'll talk a lot about resources as we get closer to Taurus. Speaking of Taurus, this particular week is all about your mind and clearing out your mind, having a little bit more of a sense of authenticity in your speech, believing yourself, opening up your throat chakra, Taurus, and knowing that you can declutter the mind and the words that come through you. For Gemini or Gemini rising, the keynote is money and abundance and self-worth and value. Oh my gosh, Gemini, just believe that you're great and fake it till you make it. This is because you are great. I mean, everyone's great, but the Geminis are really doing some soul searching this week. And they're saying, if I'm so dang great, how come I don't have a job that's paying me enough? That's for you Geminis. Well, then you fix it. You make it work. You ask for that raise. You find a new job. You get training. You go for another job. It's all about your self-esteem, Gemini or Gemini rising. For Cancer or Cancer rising, this week, all eyes are on you. You start to glow with a lot more confidence and charisma after Saturday, after that first quarter square. And you're healing the wound that you're not good enough as well. For Leo or Leo rising, go down into your psyche and meditate, pray, get away from the maddening crowd, retreat. Nurture yourself emotionally and spiritually so that physically you feel more capable. So it's a time of being low-key, Leo, this week. For Virgo or Virgo rising, the energy is about friends, groups, associations, and connect with those people you've lost touch with. Heal the wound of feeling you don't always fit in. That's okay. We don't always fit in. Every one of us go through those thoughts. It's amazing to be human because we all share the same insecurities at some point in our lives. If you are Libra or Libra rising, put your eyes on the prize, which is how you can help the world. Now, most of us help the world through a career. Some of us, it might be community service or volunteer work, or take a leadership, Libra, in a new way. Don't be afraid to let your shininess come through with this energy on Saturday. It launches on Saturday. Scorpio rising. It's all about your word. It's all about your teaching. It's all about marketing yourself. It's about perhaps travel. Find a way to get out of Dodge, even if it's, I don't know, one city down. Try to stir up the pot, Scorpio, with your truth, but also stir up your routine so you're not feeling that boredom. Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, this particular energy is asking you to be farsighted with your money, with your resource. And resource is not just money, it's your human resource. It's your friends and your spirituality and your psychology. Really empower yourself. And we tend to do this, right? If you want to be powerful, you empower other people. If you want to be loved, you love other people. That's the keynote for our Saggies. Capricorn rising, all eyes are on your significant others, your partners. This is a great time for you to heal the wound regarding one-to-one relationships, whether that be in a committed relationship, whether that be in a best friend relationship for our Caps. Aquarius or Aquarius rising, get yourself to the gym or at least get some nice shoes on and walk in the nice early spring weather. It's about your physical health and taking care of it. Watch what you're eating, watch what you're doing in terms of supporting your physicality. And then Pisces or Pisces rising, man, this weekend energy is saying, get out and play, get out and be creative, and find a little romance if you can, Pisces. It's time for you to have a little fun in your life. All right. Hi, Jan, Jill, Lynn, and Rhonda, and Laura, and Retta, and Rhonda, and AM. Yes, exactly. When 4 or 5 planets are on the same sign, it's a stellium, and that's very powerful. So we have a very powerful Aquarius, and that's buttoned up against the Aries. It's a sextile energy. And so it's a time of strategy this week. Good point. Hi, Paula. Thank you for being here. Tina, Susan, Jill, Ron, Teresa. Okay, I love ice cream here. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Leslie. Again, hi, Renee, S, and Tiffany, and Jean, and Christy, and Tiffany, and Marie. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Marie asked the same question. So when planets are lined up, some of you have lined up planets in your chart. Come to me, I'll do a reading on you, and I'll tell you if you have any stelliums. I have a pile up, a traffic jam of Virgo energy in my chart personally. When planets are moved together and they're within a few degrees of orb, ORB, that means that the planets kind of blend all the characteristics into one, right? So it's kind of like you're building a house and you build extra 2x4s next to this particular area to support the house. So that's what a stellium is. All right, it could be 3 or more planets in the same sign, and we have 3 or more planets in Aquarius. We have had that for a while, and then we have the Aries energy, and so that's a sextile, 60-degree angle. And what it's doing, it's forcing us to take opportunities. This is an opportunistic week, and We won't see the results of our actions probably until the full moon, however. All right. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put I promise you, I'll send you email if you sign up for my email. And I'm working on, and you guys, some of you guys are so patient and kind, because a lot of times I spend way too much money on my email thing, because you know why? I have to figure out how to let go of duplicate emails. And I apologize for that, but that's one of my strategies this week. Let's now do some spiritual work. And before we do that, we're going to pick a winner for our transit report. And I do a Lunar Lights Club. And I'm going to just, every time I do the drawing, I'm going to give whoever I pick a Lunar Lights Club sample. All right. So those are videos. Those are transit reports based on your chart. They're very personal tools. So the winner tonight, and whenever you share this, your name goes into my little basket. So the winner tonight of the Lunar Lights Report is Rose Chase. Rosie, I think you're here. I think you already shared. Okay. So thank you, Rosie, for, I'm sorry, I should call you Rose because that's how you present yourself. But thank you, Rose, for being a part of Cosmic Connections. And I'll send you a Lunar Lights Club sample, because it's a subscription service. Let's do some spiritual work, friends. All we do is I close my eyes, I let my thumb do the walking. I have to see your name in the comments section, and then we do some mediumistic work. So, all right, close eyes, and please let me know. You have to be in the room to receive, and you have to ask, dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light and truth, inspiration and healing for the highest and for the best, as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. And my thumbs came to Lynn B. And she said she'd like a spiritual message tonight. And keep in mind, my dear friends, sometimes I might even select the same person. It's all a matter of randomness. And I apologize if I don't pick you, but that's just the only way I know how to do this, randomly and routinely. Lynn, as I'm tuning into your energy, I'm okay. So I'm tuning into your energy. I'm very aware of you working very strongly on reducing stress in your body. It feels like I almost want to breathe more deeply. There's some things that have been taking your breath away lately. You know, kind of, don't we do that automatically? If we're excited or if we're upset, we start asking our lungs to breathe more deeply and to engage the lungs to relax us. And I'm tuning in specifically to the middle of February. There was like some sort of shock or some sort of difficulty at that time regarding someone you care about, someone you love. And the crisis is past, but you're still feeling that anxiety. But what if they encounter another difficulty again? What can I do? What can I do? I'm in February, and we are now, of course, in April. So I'm Spirit is reminding you to relax, release, surrender. You've done everything you can to support this person. And just kind of keep on breathing. So the breathing might be that you're just doing some physical exercise, and maybe you're protecting your lungs. I have no idea. I'm just giving you what I'm receiving here, Lynn. And okay, as you are, I'm right. Okay, thank you, Lynn. I love the feedback, and I am going to work on. Maybe I'll try to do that this week. Okay, I'm really being very transparent here. I'm going to fix my email list, and I'm going to fix a way to actually have you guys come on the screen with me as I'm doing these on Wednesdays. Okay, Lynn, I'm feeling this lightness and brightness with you in your kitchen. It's almost as if whether I'm doing some new curtains or doing some, it's not quite, I'm not feeling a remodel, but maybe a repaint or bringing in more joy and lightness and cleaning out and clearing out. I'm victim of this as well. Those old expired things and the dishes and redoing that, because the heart of the home is in the kitchen. And you've had to give away some things. I'm seeing bags maybe going to Goodwill or something along these lines. But start in the kitchen, Lynn, because of I'm getting a female presence that's coming through me. And I don't think this is mom. This is someone who's like a mom. It could have been even a neighbor or aunt who loved her kitchen, and that you looked up to her. She's in spirit now. She has a maternal way, but I don't feel it's mom. And she was always arranging and cooking and making sure people were feeling comfortable, and a great hospitality. You have that gift as well. And so there's a part of you that wants to have people over again and entertain. And I feel that's going to be on your short list for 2022. Okay. Oh, I love that. Lynn says, I have a heart in the home sign in my kitchen. Well, golly gee, thank you, Spirit, for that validation. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Lynn. I leave that with God's blessings, and have a beautiful working on yourself week. And everybody, just circle next Tuesday, right? The 12th of April. We get juice from the cosmos. We get hope. We get a silver lining that we haven't seen since 1856. And if you believe in reincarnation, or who knows, but we start getting hope again, because there's a lot of real wounding things on the planet now. Do I even have to say more? Right? And we've been in this quagmire since March of 2020, when Chiron, the wounded healer, was next to the new moon back then. It's there now. It's like it's always in our face. My God, the losses. We get hope next week. We're getting hope now. I mean, and I do believe in downloads. I believe in the actual day sometimes will give us that that recourse. All right, one more. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light. Amen. Okay. Bobby Lynn Ludwig, I'm with you. Bobby Lynn Ludwig, I am with you. And are you new to Cosmic Connections, Bobby Lynn? And where are you from, Bobby Lynn? Just I want to hear your hearing that. Okay. Bobby Lynn Ludwig. Just say yes, you're still here, honey. And I think I'll have to do, even though it happens right on Tuesday, on next week's Cosmic Connections, let's get together and do a little collective meditation too. All right. And I would do something free on Tuesday night, but I'm finishing up my beginner's astrology class, so I can't be in two places at the same time. Great, Bobby Lynn. Okay. Thank you. As I'm tuning into your energy, I'm hearing music. Thank you, Akron, New York. I'm hearing music. There's someone in spirit who loved music, or may have even been a musician. And I'm on the female side of the family. It's like ragtime. I'm getting grandmother or aunt, or maybe they just love going. I'm talking about going to the old saloons. All right, going to the old saloons, and having a drink or two and having a grand old time. And this is a grandmother that I'm with, Bobby Lynn. And she was one of those, we would call maybe modern vernacular, we'd call her a party animal. And she wasn't really a party animal. I mean, she had a drink or two now and then, but she just loved people, and she loved to dance, and she loved to hear the music. So Bobby Lynn, this person's coming in to remind you that the music will return in your life, that you have that same type of joie de foi you've got that sense of joy, and you have a sense of pleasure and entertainment, and you like to joke. And I'm not sure whether you know this or not, but wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, I'm getting Sagittarius. There's a Sagittarius thread that runs through your chart that when you are on, you're on. But you feel like you've lost it, right? You've lost that joy because there's been some heavy, heavy boulders that you keep on climbing up and falling down. Boulder, climbing up, falling down. Please don't despair. We've got June coming up, and in June you get a little breathing space. Okay, you have more breathing space, and you have a little bit more downtime for Bobby Lynn. That's Grandma B. Okay, cool. You know what's really funny? I'm going to share this with you guys, and my sister can vouch for this because I think she's still in the room. When I was tuning into your grandma, I was thinking about my grandma, and her name was Grammy B. Well, that's her last name. Isn't that funny? This is how mediumship works, right? When I get a thought or a feeling, I'm getting images out there, and notice my eyes, right? My eyes go to the ceiling because that accesses my clairvoyance. Okay, and that makes sense to you, Bobby Lynn. Good. So I was picking up my grandmother, and she was giving me that message. You all can do this. And by the way, I'm going to be teaching a class on how to do mediumship using astrology. That starts on May 17th. So stay tuned for that. I have so many cool offerings. I'm on fire, friends, because when you've been doing this stuff for decades, what my greatest pleasure is sharing it with you. More for you, my dear Bobby Lynn. You're going to Italy in June? Is that when you're going? Because I'm seeing, you get that free time, and wow, Italy, how cool is that? So Bobby Lynn, you've got that joy. I can't pronounce it right. Joy de faire, joy de faire. I'm not French. I'm massacring the language. Sorry, but you've got that joy within you that you want to share with people. And again, there's just been crushing, boom, boom. It's almost like this pulse that has been very difficult. But at your essence, and Sagittarius, by the way, rules travel. So I don't know if you know your chart, but whatever is being activated in your chart, it's like you're coming out of the gate. Watch out, world. Here comes Bobby Lynn. And that grandmother of yours, the party animal, will be with you in Italy. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Wow. I am Jacqueline. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm catching you live. That's so cool. Yeah, it's more fun to do live. And by the way, I really try to honor your time and my time, because I try to start as close as possible to 8 and then end at 8:40 because I got to get ready. I got to take a cup of tea to go back on Facebook for 9 o'clock. So if you did get a message, tune in, please, at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Okay, Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and just a shout out to that wonderful organization, wonderful group. It's on Facebook. I'll be there in 20 minutes because we were just still in the middle of the cosmic renaissance, and it's been an online thing, and it's been such a joy. I did my session on Sunday, which I called the psychic tune-up. So I'm going to be able to do a psychic tune-up as a more intensive class starting on May 17th for you all. God bless you. Love you. And, let's heal those wounds and know they're going to come up, and know that we're going to find a strategy to heal them. And we get a download on Tuesday. And next Wednesday, we'll do some downloads with our meditation during Cosmic Connections, because who doesn't love meditation, right? Have a great week, friends. Thank you. Thank you for being here.